Hi there! It's time for a very special banter of an incident in my life that I will never forget. Many of us go away and have a trip of a lifetime in the tropics or at a Disney resort, but certainly not an excursion that I witnessed back in 1963. As a young man of 24 years and the rank of SAC in the Royal Air Force at Kinloss, I drove to the airfield to start my night shift crash rescue duties. After checking the crash tender Mark 6 that I was driving, we observed some of the training flights of the circling Shackleton aircraft. At midnight we were stood down for a rest period as one Shackleton departed for a long reconnaissance flight to return at 5 AM. At this point a few of us grabbed a couple of hours sleep. I dozed off and found myself in a very strange place. I was standing between two pilots of a Shackleton flying over Inverness. There is no way in physical language to explain how I knew what was happening. I can only try and explain it on what I have learned in later life. You are not physically there, only in quantum spiritual thought, a very different feeling to your own physical senses. In this strange format, your eyes do not see, your ears do not hear, and your physical senses are numb. Now, the perception of reality is in thought, feelings, and energy. There are no visual pictures of the pilots or the Shackleton, yet I have total awareness of what is happening all around me. I know we are over Inverness. I can hear the pilots talking and the roar of the engines. I sense an engine catching fire and watch the efforts to extinguish it fail. Now the wing is slowly starting to burn. The pilot pulls away from the formations of housing over the moor and heads to an empty but slightly lit area. The fire is starting to spread as the pilot brings the plane down and lands. The crew abandon the aircraft and stand well away, watching its demise as it burns out. I awoke in a flurry of excitement as the phone rang to inform us that our aircraft was due to land in 30 minutes. I blurted out part of my experience to the other members of the crew. I saw a Shackleton crash land on Culloden Moor, and the crew escaped and watched it burn. As expected, a great tide of friendly banter ensued with various comments. It was a nightmare. Oh, Howard's going mad. No one can land on Culloden Moor. In February 1963, I left the Air Force after a 5-year term and moved back to Sheffield. In March 1964, I was sent a copy of the local paper, the Forest Gazette. The headlines read, "Kinloss plane ablaze over Inverness. Miracle of crash landing at Culloden." The details. A Shackleton reconnaissance aircraft based at Kinloss crash landed near Culloden about midnight on Friday with a blazing wing. The crew members are all safe and the aircraft burnt out. I then realised that 18 months ago I had experienced a trip of a lifetime, a rare gift and magical opportunity to travel into the future and witness a remarkable incident which normally would result in a loss of life. It changed my perception of life and gave me an open mind to learn and discover all that I can. The details of this incident are in a published book based on the history of the Shackleton. I came across this book in a Doncaster library in 1992. It was the only book on a large shelf of books laid flat, and the corner caught me as I walked past. I have never been on another trip since, but I have witnessed the strange format a few times. Have a good day, and my best wishes for all you quantum travellers out there.